There are not many formats where you can say mono green is the best right now, but on Brawl on Arena, mono green Bristly Bill Spine Sower is not only the most popular deck, it is the winningest deck according to the stats this week. We're going to take a look at this deck. I found a highly competitive version on the Brawl Discord, and I've slightly modified it so that it's 100% legal in paper. If you want to build this as a commander deck, you absolutely can. It's Bristly Bill, Farmer Bill. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic ManaDad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. And on Arena, coming up, there is a Brawl midweek event. So if you're looking for a Brawl commander, you could definitely do a lot worse than Bristly Bill. Let's see what we have here. As I said in the intro, there's a Discord. If you don't know, there's a competitive Brawl Discord where people really try to like hyper optimize and build the like super most powerful versions of these commanders. And Bristly Bill is no exception. There's a very active player in the Bristly Bill discussion named Player2AJ. This is a very recent deck list from Player2AJ. I think I took out maybe 4 or 5 cards that were alchemy cards just so that I can tell you it's 100% paper legal, and let me know if I missed any. Maybe we'll find it, but I think I got them all as we go through the deck list. If you don't know Bill is just a 2/2 for 2, just a grizzly bear, but also has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And for 5 mana, double the number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. There you go. Bill wants lands to enter. Bill wants lots of mana to double up lots of counters. That's Bill. Pretty simple. Obviously, very easy to cast commander and easy to recast commander if you run up against removal tribal. That's a consideration. So what are we running with, Bill? Well, we do actually have ramp that's not land ramp. Birds of Paradise, Elvish Mystic, Land of War Elves, Utopia Sprawl. Goldvein Hydra is not really a 1 mana ramp spell, but anyways, we got the Ozolith, obviously, to take care of all those counters. Stocking the Pantry, this one's kind of new to me. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, you put a supply counter on it, and then you can remove a supply counter to draw. So interesting to me. I wouldn't have thought that would be a competitive card, but it was in the competitive list. Hardened Scales, on the other hand, you know it, you love it. Any kind of +1/+1 counter synergy is going to love Hardened Scales. And it's less expensive now. Maybe even getting reprinted in the new upcoming con set. We'll see. The Dragonstorm set. I'm excited for that. I hope you are too. Heroic Intervention, Incubation, Druid. Again, +1/+1 counter and ramp synergy here. Innkeeper's Talent, more +1/+1 counter synergy. We got Into the North and a heck of a lot of snow-covered forests to grab with Into the North. Lotus Cobra, Ozolith, the Shattered Spire. Lotus Cobra, obviously a landfall. Ozolith, this Ozolith does, if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on, you put that many +1, so similar to Hardened Scales. And then it also has the ability to put +1/+1 counters on artifacts or creatures. Rampant Growth. Roaring Earth, this is one I put in. I've seen this in other build decks. It gets insane. Landfall +1/+1 counter stuff. You can also channel it to make land into a creature. Scythe Cat Cub. This is one I wasn't even aware was on Arena until I saw this deck list. 2/2 trample. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If this is the second time it's resolved this turn, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature instead. Springheart Nantuko, again, relatively new, Modern Horizons 3. It's a bestow with landfall, making insects, and just doing general awesome stuff. Emerald Medallion, this is another one I thought was really interesting. Green decks don't generally run artifact-based. In this case, I call it ramp, cost reduction. Emerald Medallion is sort of the least loved of the medallions, therefore, so you can pick it up very inexpensively. But in this deck, obviously, just almost all green cards. Emerald Medallion is a nice discount, especially if we're double spelling. It can be a double discount. Goldvein Hydra dies into treasure tokens. Awaken the Woods creates a bunch of forests. So that's some ramp and some landfall. Really, probably one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Maybe we'll get to see it in action in the games. We got Azusa to play additional lands. Branching Evolution is the, I guess, doubling season at home. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature, you get twice that many counters. Cultivate, Entish Restoration. Sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, instead, search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So that's pretty awesome. Evolution Sage, Landfall Proliferate. Fantastic combo with Bristly Bill. Evolution Witness. This deck list, you could tell these Brawl players are just, it's really tight. We've got Garrick's Uprising. There's a more card draw here. Harrow is like a double landfall trigger ramp card. Inspiring Call is going to be, I guess, copy number 2 of Heroic Intervention because most of our creatures will have +1/+1 counters on them. Kami of Whispered Hopes. If one or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a permanent you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on that permanent instead. Very familiar thing, and we can also tap it for mana. Kodama of the West Tree is going to give modified tree creatures trample. So as we make our giant +1/+1 stompy monsters, they're going to be able to trample. We got Loot, my least favorite guy, but you know, this Loot is good. It lets us play additional lands and gives us a mana sink to go search up creature cards. Mossborn Hydra is landfall with +1/+1 counters. You got to have that one in there. Really fun card. Here's another one I've added to the deck, so I will take responsibility if it's terrible in the deck. Nissa Resurgent Animist. Whenever a land you control enters, add 1 mana of any color. If it's the second time it's resolved this turn, you're going to reveal cards to the top of your library until you reveal an elf or elemental card. How many elves and elementals do we have? We got 9 elves and 4 elementals. So plenty of hits if you manage to double land drop with Nissa out. And Ramanap Excavator and Crucible of Worlds, both going to let us play lands from the graveyards because we have, as you can see, we have a bunch of fetch lands that will put themselves in the graveyard. Scooty Swarm, just another 3 mana win condition. Tireless Provisioner, making foods, making treasures with the land drops. Tireless Tracker, making clues. Champion of Lambholt. Creatures with power less than it cannot block it, and whenever another creature enters, we get a +1/+1 counter on it. So fun with the Scoots form there. Archdruid's Charm. This does a little bit everything, including artifact and enchantment removal, which the deck seems to be a bit light on. That's one thing maybe we'll take a look at the end of the video. We'll talk about in terms of how I would modify the deck after playing it some. Tribute to, but you know, I'm just guessing. I really shouldn't second guess anybody on the Brawl Discord. They're quite good at what they do. Tribute to the World Tree. Gonna draw us cards, put +1/+1 counters on things. And also added Defense of the Heart. This just kind of seems to be an obligatory one in Brawl. And when we get to the giant creatures, you'll see why. But if an opponent controls 3 or more creatures, the enchantment gets sacrificed, and we just get to pick 2 creatures out of our deck and put them onto the battlefield, and usually win. Forgotten Ancient. This is an 0/3. Whenever a player casts a spell, it gets a +1/+1 counter, and then it can move +1/+1 counters onto other creatures. Interesting choice. I would guess this is not the most optimized. It is a hit for Nissa, but I have to go on the Brawl Discord and look up the discussion about this card. Anyways, we'll talk about that one at the end also. Oracle of Moldiah is an obvious one. Beast Whisperer is an obvious one. Scape Shift is just ridiculous. Possibly a win condition depending on what else you've got out. Doubling Season. Possibly you don't even need anything this expensive to play, but Doubling Season is a really fun card. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild, also can run away with the game. Defiler of Vigor can make our stuff cost less and put counters on stuff. Nitsa, who shakes the world, going to double up all our forests in terms of their mana production. Railway Brawler, yeah, this more +1/+1 counter synergy. At the top end here, this is where we get to the good stuff. 5/7 reach, Ancient Green Warden, playing lands from the graveyard, and double triggering with every landfall. Primeval Titan, prime time, going to search up 2 lands every time it enters or attacks Ridiculous card. Probably should be banned. Rampaging Baloths. 6/6 trample. Every time a land enters, it's going to make a beast. So again, just if unanswered, going to run away with the game. Vorinclex Monstrous Raider. If we would put one or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each kinds of those counters on that permanent or player instead. The ultimate Snowball deck, player AJ called this. Verdant Rejuvenation. Seek. Oh, okay. So here's one. We found one. I'll replace that. But if you were building the AJ version, you would have this in here. Seek X creature, enchantment, or planeswalker cards where X is the highest mana value among creatures you control. Craterhoof Behemoth, of course, and the Great Henge. So I think to be a buddy to Craterhoof Behemoth, we'll put in some End-Raze Forerunners. And this will be my version of the deck that is completely paper legal. Aha! All right. Well, thanks for sitting through all that. Now I hope you enjoy the gameplay, which should go pretty quickly as long as Bill does his thing.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called ManaDad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
Brawlin' with Bristly Bill. Say that 5 times fast. Brawlin' with Bristly Bill. Brawlin' with Bristly Bill. Brawlin' with Bristly Bill. Couldn't do it. Well, I got some time. Brawlin' with Couldn't even get one that time. Brawlin' with Bristly. Brawlin' with Bristly Bill. 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 Up against the first sliver. Mr. Saucy PhD. Love it. Love it, Mr. Saucy. It's 2 lands. Snap keep. Cast our commander. So the first question is it better to just get Bill down on turn 2? Or is it better to be ramping on turn 2? A lot of 2-drops in this deck. You would think the 2-drop spot would want birds. You came 1 turn too late. Let's imagine this is a first sliver deck without having to move on. Let's just try to get Bill going. Remember, he's got the landfall. See, if we'd done that, we could have added 3 mana with... I guess we can next turn add 3 mana with Incubation Druid. Back here for 3. Bristly Bill, Bristly Bill. We do need to find a land, probably. Then we can double spell. Or no, I guess we got these mana dorks. Okay, so we've got a land. Do we want to do the Hydra thing? And then definitely plus up the Incubation Druid. Because then let's see, we got 5 mana here. So we could Lambholt, Rampant Growth, just go off with the team. Sorry, Scythecat. This deck is humming. Yeah, we'll sure stack your triggers so Bill comes first and get your big Mossborn. Hopefully they're not board wiping next turn. If it's a white source board wipe. Nope. We got him. Seeing if we got the skills to play the Bristly Bills. Up against gaKetramose. Ooh. Could be rough. Okay, well, we got Utopia's Brawl turn 1. This was another one of my additions. So we seem to have a decent amount of forests in the deck. Nykthos is fun. Entish Restoration. Relic of Progenitus, okay. Gonna eat some graveyards just to get gaKetramose online. We'll choose green. Shockingly, we choose green. Crucible of Worlds probably not great if I'd known they had the relic. Even if I didn't know they had the relic. Let's be mana efficient, do champion. They got removal for it, they got removal for it. Is there a 1 mana exile spell? No. Next turn we could bill Ozolith? Or Ozolith bill? A 3 mana removal spell. Let's bill landfall Ozolith. And if they remove Bill, we can replay Bill. As long as their removal is 3 mana, be good. Ooh, okay. Well, we got this Ozolith. That changed the equation at all? Now if they remove Bill, we'll still get the counters. One card in exile. Still might be worth it for them to play gaKetramose to get the draw engine going. Baleful Mastery. We will not keep him in exile though. So we do get the counters. I wonder, since opponent seems to be removal tribal, I wonder if we're just supposed to play Bill over and over. Because then they're not really doing their game plan. Should we move the counters? I guess so. Why not? We'll just go back. If and when they remove it. Okay, now they play gaKetramose. We do get a land. So this should be kind of funny. Branching Evolution. And then Ozolith. And then Landfall. Make a big ol' bill. Huh. So we do the +1 and then the double. I think we did that right. Leave me a comment. Did I select the right order? Oh no, I meant to attack.
From the end zone, he punts it. Oh my goodness, this could be the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
I don't think I've been that excited for a punt. What a punt.
Defense of the Heart, not great here. So just replay Bill. Should have 8 damage on them. Funny thing is, though, now when we move the counters over, they're going to get even bigger. We might be able to one-shot them, actually, with this double the number of +1/+1 counters. A simple 18-18. Opponent, over to you. This can't even attack or block. Exiled to draw a card. Okay, it's up to 3. Children of the Apocalypse. And that will be slowing us down. Instant speed. Maybe we attack. They think they can survive. Except they know we have the 5 mana, double the number of counters. We need something to give them trample. So Emerald Manelian. Guess we may as well all attack. Yeah. And the counters go back. And the Sunfall. Just need a land. We can recast Bill. Bill will be big. They're getting up there with Ketramose. 5 out of 7. Yeah, we did get a land. I don't think we have anything else to do really other than Bill. Defense of the Heart would stop them from playing a lot of creatures, but let's hope they play Ketramose and don't have any way to exile one thing. Touch the Spirit Realm. Nope. Goes back to exile. More counters. Maybe I should put a hasty creature in this deck. If you're just tuning in, it's quite a battle here with Ketramose, the New Dawn. Going back and forth, using up all their removal on Bill. Not getting any exile to show for it, other than I guess they get to exile their own removal. They've exiled 2 of our things and 4 of their things. Make it a token. Good chump blocker. Well, we could Defense of the Heart and ramp. That. If we do that, we can play our whole hand out, basically. Maybe we were supposed to save the Entish Restoration. No, I do not wish to give them all the counters. Thank you very much. Almost clicked yes to that. That would have been the real punt. Kaya, Intangible Slayer.
Take kindly to evil overlords.
We can exile an enchantment. Restore
Who's next?
Branching Evolution. Makes sense. All right, 9 out of 7. gaKetramose is online. Play this from the graveyard now while they're tapped out with that. Move the counters. A mere 40-40. They can't play a second creature though. I don't think they understand. They will need to remove the Defense of the Heart. Now. Or they're just hoping I'll block the 2/2. Could maybe put a better Defense of the Heart package in this deck. We'll have to see what we can get. Okay, they're going to exile Bill.
Time for your spirit.
We're at 19. Swiftfoot Boots, okay. They can attack us with their lifelinker. One less card that can block, though. Draw a card, lose a life. Defense of the Heart is active, guys. We just have to hope we didn't build this deck correctly for Defense of the Heart. Well, I will be linking to the deck list. That's the good one. You know. Okay, grief. I'm going to try to find something in my hand, but it's just a forest. All right, we find 2 creatures that can deal enough damage to win here. Well, it's just gonna pause it out. Yeah, opponent, you should have hit Defense of the Heart instead of Bristly Bill. You got greedy. You know I'm getting Crater Hoof and giving something a huge amount of tokens with the Ozolith. That gives trample. This gives +X and trample. So maybe Vorinclex plus. But I guess wait, but we need haste, right? So we need Vorinclex for sure. We need the Klex. And then +2/+2 vigilance and trample. That's already got trample. What's the Shia gonna do for us? Is Shia like an instant board from the number of lands you control? There's the Hydra. Could be fun. All right, well, I think we just win with Vorinclex, and the Endrace Forerunners also has haste, so let's just do that. And Scooty Swarm, why not? Combat, Ozolith. $87. What say you, opponent, to an 87 trample? Right. That's what I thought. Took a while, but we got there. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! I forgot I had a cowboy hat. I have just for such an occasion as playing a fella like Bristly Bill. Tiefling outcasts. Well, no one drops. Just a simple forest opponent. Nothing to get your britches in a hitch about. They go with a Rubin Medallion. Double teaming. And we have a choice here. So there's Zerzoth Chaos Rider. They might just be Devil Tribal. Well, that's a Tiefling, huh? Oh, other devils, demons, and imps. Yeah. Seems like a devil-based deck. Yeah, I'm just going to get Bill going. They might have removal for Bill, but, you know. So it goes, so it goes. I think Defense of the Heart will be very good against them. They seem to be ramping out a number of creatures. Attacks with 2-1. We'll take it. Let's go to 22. Bill targeting himself. Is there any reason not to into the north this turn? Could Mossborn Hydra... I think we want to be sure to have Defense of the Heart next turn. Oh, it's making their Mauler bigger, so that's a good reason. Do we have any choices besides Snow-Covered Forest? We do not. Very simple and easy. No attacks. Gotta hold back the Tiefling outcasts. Might still take a chunk from the Zerzoth. Hobble Fiend. Okay. Make us discard the Sage, but no. Okay. Can I play Defense of the Heart and anything else? I don't think I can. Let's just play it and hope we survive. No attacks. Already got the Crater Hoof in hand. It'd be good if we were getting more creatures out. I don't think red has any way to deal with enchantments. We might just chump the Mauler. The other reason to play Defense of the Heart is because we're going to have to sift. Ooh, Great Henge will be nice. So yeah, let's try and survive here. We just dead? 9. I think we're dead. Opponent, you okay. Yes. You want to deal damage to me? Just to be sure to get your extra Hobble Fiend damage? Sure. Good game. Oh, okay. You had more than enough damage. I do my little scream. Just wearing the hat with some style here. Doubling season in hand. It's Fabled Passage now, I think. This is a landfall trigger, but not having the 4th land. Against Delny. Very powerful commander. If an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Should be a lot of little guys coming out here. What are we gonna do? Mossborn, Dama. We'll wait to cultivate till we have a couple landfall creatures going. Ooh, it's a heir apparent, Delny. Let us get an attack in on this hair. We're gonna block it anyway. Delny? Delny it is. Really? Oh, I guess I should have played the Hydra. Just so used to, just so accustomed. Doubling season. Get 2 triggers. This tree. Go down with the east tree. Alright, it's turn 5. We got 2 6/6s and a doubling season. Opponent has 2 rabbits, 4 rabbits. And the dude chilling with the hand in the pocket. I got one hand in my pocket. Other one's hailing a taxi cab. Let's just make a giant Hydra. Should be pretty fun. One in hand, one into the battlefield. Now we have a 42/42 Hydra. Takes him down to 2. Let's see how big this Hydra can get before they scoop. $132. We're not done yet. We'll counter on it. 402 Mossborn Hydra. I hope they source to Plowshare it. Okay, I got a lot of bunnies though. Alright, we can block one bunny. They're 12. Ah, they scooped. Making ridiculous stuff. Here with our friend Bristly Bill. Getting it ridiculous. Up against Captain Howler. Well, Captain, I think you bet to meet your match. 5/4. Whenever you discard one or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0, and then that creature can draw if it connects. We've got Crucible of Worlds with no fetch lands. Let's just mulligan, see if we can do better than that. Alright. Slightly better. Hope to get that 3rd land in here. How many lands is this deck running? Go check here. Like we're at 40 lands. And that's about what's recommended, although maybe for a landfall deck you're supposed to run more. Even in Brawl. Even in Brawl. Put in some MDFCs or something. Solar Transformer. 2-mana Mana Rock everyone forgets about. Good one. We'll put Bill at risk. Got the Raceway. Start your engines. That's cute. They think they're going to be able to get to max speed. And there's the captain. We have very little interaction, so I guess we're just racing Mr. Captain. Let's do Scooty Swarm. No attacks. Captain's bigger than Bill. They got Bill beat. Question is, do we Evo Sage? Do we Branching Evolution next turn? It's not Trample. Once we start making insects, I think we can let them draw here. We'll have chump blockers for days with the Scooty Swarms. We play our cards right. Breakhaven and a Bag of Holding. Okay, so we got 2 lands. I'm going to do the Evolution Sage. Put the counters on, maybe on the Sage. See if that deters attacks. Could attack with the Swarm. We're not going to block with that. This is just a plain 1/1 insect. We've got to get to 6 or more lands to make a copy of the Swarm, and then it goes exponential. Yeah, next turn land Nissa. Untap Roaring Earth. Eventually. Opponent's sitting on 2 energy. And make a lot of Drakes here. But will they attack with Captain Howler? Or are they scared of us trading with the Evo Sage? You have access to 2 mana. Hold Steel Heart. Okay. Is ramping. Ramping like the little Deckans. Yeah, we'll just chump with the insect. I don't think it's worth forcing the commander next turn. They've already ramped so much. Ooh, okay. Kind of a sequencing issue here. Beast Whisperer, we don't have a creature to follow it up with. I think we still do Nissa. So, yeah, we can proliferate on to everybody. Nissa who shakes the world. Untap. Tap it for 2 mana. Smack in. Takes 11, goes down to 8. See what they got. Hazaret's Monument. Glinthorn Buccaneer. This card, Containment Construct. Howler buffs up the flyer, looks like. Makes another flyer. Is hasty. One card, the Glinthorn Buccaneer. Their speed is 3. And, huh. Okay. They just scooped. Wait, we were about to play Crater Hoof, I think. I think we had the mana. Drop the snow cover, play the hoof. Playing Bristly Bill. Landfall. Landfall Snowball. Up against the Click 8. If you ever have a click of 8, it's going to descend into chaos. 8 is too many for a click. Or a clique. Keep this. Turn 1, Birds of Paradise. We could play Bill and crack a thing, or we could Crucible of Worlds. Mockingbird for X equals 0. They wanted our bird. They stole our bird. That was our idea. Target Bill, or should we just target the Bird of Paradise? We'll target Bill. I don't even know what we're playing against. Kaith, Famed Mechanist. So that's a 3/3 Fabricate 1 and get to populate or proliferate. Okay, interesting. Buff up the bird. Emporium Thopterist. Oh no, the Patriarch Humiliation. Bill has lost all abilities. Is it crazy to play? We don't need to play lands from the graveyard. It's kind of like ramp. Let's attack for 3. Go Thop. Okay, then make a token so we can populate it. Interesting proliferate ability. Alright, so we're still 1 away from the Ancient Green Ward now. We're kind of flooding out here. Hope to trade Bill for something. 5/7 reach should be an obstacle, potentially. Well, it's got a crazy wide board. Looking at Prismari Command. Both of those. Did I have Green Warden last turn? Missed that? Did I miscount my mana? Virtue of Loyalty. We got an engine going. We need to draw some action. Or Kaith is gonna ice us pretty good here. Filer of Vigor could be nice. Arcane Signet. Ornithopter. Fabricates. 3 blind mice. Making a master. Afraid to attack though. When you have this many tokens, I think you just all attack and let me eat a couple because you're making them faster than I can eat them. Maybe not. Or you just sit back and let Virtue of Loyalty make them huge. Ugh, Windswept Heath. Maybe I was supposed to play that so I could have a bunch of fetches available. Copy up the knight. Top. Almost certainly have 20 damage if they just all attack. They get lost our Green Warden. Let's see if they figure it out, though. I think they did. I think they did. Okay, so how'd we do with Bill? Well, 57% win rate, almost a 60% win rate, which is, you know, fantastic. Did play 7 games. We went 4-3. Could have gone worse, could have gone better, but I think Bill played very well. I think I, for the most part, like the changes I made. I do think that do we really need some of the kind of middle cards like the Railway Brawler or the Ancient Green Warden or you know, Defiler of Vigor? Maybe we'll keep Defiler of Vigor, but where's that 4-drop? Forgotten Ancient. I think we don't need Forgotten Ancient, personally. I think Bill is at his best. Just put in a couple more ramp spells. You just want to get something that benefits from ramp and start ramping. And then eventually you get to your end game, which takes care of itself. Looks like we had a good enough package between Craterhoof Behemoth, Enray's Forerunners, and Vorinclex to support the Defense of the Heart that I put in. So pretty happy about how that played out. Mana base, you could probably still make improvements to the mana base. Not sure what exactly. Maybe a creature land could go in here. I don't know if Rogue's Passage is that great. I mean, I guess once you get Bill giant enough, Rogue's Passage is a win condition. Hero of the deck is the Ozolith, I would say. Emerald Medallion actually did really well. I think people might be sleeping on this for other green decks. And we didn't get to see Stocking the Pantry. I'm a little dubious about that one. All these things that double up counters, I think, like, you know, doubling season is just, it's just win more. So I think you could take out, deck is pretty well streamlined, but I think you could probably add a couple more lands, take out a couple of the win more cards, and put in a little bit more land ramp, maybe another 2 creature or 2 threat. Something flying maybe for Bill to put the counters on. That's pretty cheap. Could be a good option. Something other than Birds of Paradise. If there's maybe you know, the Golden Goose, or I don't know. Definitely pretty powerful commander, pretty powerful deck. Hard to say much more than that. Thanks for joining me here in the attic. I've been ManaDad, reminding you Magic is a game so fun, even Dad's gonna enjoy it. Adios.